Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and today what we are going to be doing is learning about functions and all the types that you can use with functions. So let's get into it. Okay, so this entire time you have been using functions. Void start is a function. Now, how you tell it's a function is if it has these parentheses here, because in reality a function is actually just a lot like a variable. Now, if it has the type void, it means it doesn't have a value. It just executes code. It doesn't really do anything. And voids are going to be what you're going to be using a lot of the time, and you're going to be using voids. So most of the time you're going to be using voids. But let's say we want to do a function that does maybe some math. Okay, so let's make a void calculate, and let's make an integer called sum. It's going to equal what math problem do you want to do? 5 times 7. Okay, and basically in this function we can debug.log sum. So that's going to print sum, but nothing's going to execute because we're not calling this function at all. You can see up here it says 0 references. It's not getting called anywhere. And you can see void start says that too, but void start's an exception. So we have to call it in void start, and the way we do that is calculate with its parentheses and a semicolon. That's how you call a function. So if we run this right now, you can see 35 is the sum of 5 times 7. Now, why would you do this? Because what we could do is we would just we could just do that. We could just print it right in void start. Well, what if you have a lot of code, and you can't really use void start because the function's so big? Well, not only is this a tool for organizing, it's also something else. So, you know, variables, we talked about that in the last lesson. You know, we have integers, we have floats, booleans, all that stuff. So what we can do is, instead of having it only execute code and not have a value, we can change it to the type of integer. And basically what this is doing is it is just changing this value to an integer, and we get an error saying that not all code paths return a value. This is because this has to return a value. So instead of debugging.log, we're just going to return the sum variable. So what we just did is we did the calculation, and then we gave the sum variable, we gave what it values to this function. So if we just print this, and we're going to actually call the function in where the value would go, because like I said before, it's pretty much just a variable. And don't forget the parentheses. We should get the exact same result. And you can see 35. So why would you use this? Why would you use this rather than just let's see, you could do this. You could just make it public to everyone. Well, the reason for that is just more of efficiency, and it's a lot cleaner code. And it's just bad practice to make every single one of your variables global to the entire class. And I'll talk more about what classes actually are, what all this stuff means, in a few more episodes, maybe even next episode. I don't really know. But, yeah, so you can do this with any type of variable. So you can do this with float. And, gotta change this to float. Change these to F, meaning they're floats, and we would get the exact same value, except you can use decibels. So, yeah, you can do this with, I didn't really talk much about booleans last episode. I don't even remember if I talked about them. It was so long ago. But, yeah, booleans return true or false. So 2 values. So we can't obviously return any numbers. So let's just return false. And this is basically just a way of making a variable do some calculating and then giving it a value, giving itself a value. It's just, the possibilities are endless with this, and we'll use it a lot more in later tutorials, because right now you're probably like, oh, well, I don't know, why would we ever use this, because we haven't built anything, and we will build something. So, yeah, that's pretty much functions and its types, and I'll probably go next episode more in depth on what these parentheses actually mean and how to use them. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.